Okay. All right, cool. Okay. So, welcome to my first live stream. Oh my goodness. Everything is working out this time. So, I'm just going to do a study with me. So, I'm going to study using the app's drops. It's not sponsored. I'm just using the app to do some studying. So, please definitely pop through, come say hi.
검은색, 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 파란색, 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 검은색, 갈색, 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 검은색,
Yay! Hey, Blurred. Glad you made it. Thank you. Can y'all hear me okay? I want to make sure. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Sweet. So I'm using Drops. It's the Korean learning app. I didn't use it before, but I'm doing it this time. So while I'm not really going to be showing it on the screen because the light is actually going to just block it out, you're going to hear it frequently. Um, I didn't put any music in the background with this live only because I didn't want YouTube to copy strike it. So um, it'll be really quiet. So I guess if you want, you can just let it kind of be off on the side and you'll hear the app talking frequently. And that's literally just me studying. But yeah, it's called Drops. And hi. How are y'all doing? I love you too. So I'm glad that it's working properly. So again, you're just gonna hear it talking. I have my phone turned all the way up and I have the microphone on me. So it should come through, hopefully. But if not, just let me know in the chat. Yeah, I do. I do actually. You know what? 1 second. Let me get my tablet, and then I can actually use that in the background because there's a whole list of no copyright music, and then I can just add that in the description later. So give me a second to go and get it, and then I'll be back. 1 second, please. Cute jammy pants. Thank you. All right, so I'm actually gonna play the Lofi hip hop radio. That's actually one of my favorites to study with on YouTube. And let's see, I might not actually. Um, do. Oh, I know I want to use. So there's a website called No Copyright Music, and you can literally use their music in your videos. It's actually what I've been using for majority of my videos. All you have to do is literally just credit them in the comments. And yes, Lofi hip hop is awesome because it's literally just instrumental music. All right. So I'll use that. So it's the Lofi Girl hip hop. So can you hear it okay? So while that plays, I'm actually going to study.
파란색. 저는 놀아요. 저는 놀아요. 저는 놀아요. 갈색.
Yeah, Blur. It's a whole website. Actually, when you look on my videos in the description box, you'll see it.
저는 노라요. 초록색, 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 검은색, 검은색, 금색,
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, the website has a lot of they have a lot of different like music that you can use, and it definitely comes in handy because it's a wide variety. It's a wide variety, and a lot of that's really, really awesome music.
회색, 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 갈색, 회색,
Hey, you, what's up? Glad to see you made it.
검은색, 파란색, 금색. 저는 그림을 그려요. 저는 그림을 그려요. 저는 그림을 그려요. 검은색, 초록색, 저는 노라요. 저는 그림을 그려요. 검은색, 저는 글을 써요. 저는 글을 써요.
So just to show off a little bit, so this is the book that I use right here. This is one out of 5 books that I have that I practice my Korean writing in. And starting from the very beginning, the way I started is literally, I know it's hard to see, but I started off by writing down the consonants and the vowels and how you're supposed to write them in blocks. And I just kind of built it up from there. And I've been studying Korean probably for about 3-4 years now, I believe, because I started learning back in 2019, and I've been on it ever since. What I like about drops is that it repeats it constantly. It repeats it constantly so that it pretty much grills into your head what you need to know. And I really like that because that way you can get used to hearing it from a native speaker. And I definitely like this app. I think this is my favorite one. Oh yeah, I remember I learned Japanese back in my first year of college. It didn't stick too well, but most of the Japanese I actually learned came from anime, and I retained it better from watching it with anime than actually learning it at school. And yeah, Spanish for sure. I took about 10 years worth of Spanish and can only speak like maybe a blip of it right now. French is good. I think with the school I went to, it was either going to be French or Spanish as the two option of languages. But French is definitely good to know. I think Japanese being easier than Spanish. Mm, it's to me. I feel like it's easier. It's probably easier spoken than it is written, because Japanese you have a lot of smaller characters that you really have to write it correctly. If you do the stroke pattern wrong, then it's definitely gonna equal up to something that you don't mean. Ooh, how's that going? I don't know how to speak Creole. I've heard it spoken when I was down in New Orleans, but how does that go? How's that going for you? That is true. Japanese characters are definitely difficult. But honestly, of the three majors that I tried, between Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, I found Chinese to be the absolute hardest. Japanese second hardest, and Korean is literally the easiest. Why? Why are you so scared to learn it from your parents? Is it spoken like really fast or something? I only remember like bits and pieces of it, so I'm not really sure like much about Creole.
주황색 주황색 저는 글을 써요. 주황색 저는 놀아요. 금색
How did you get K-pop music? As far as K-pop music, K-pop was actually introduced to me back in like 2004. No, 2001. It was introduced to me back in 2001, but I didn't know much about it at the time. And then I got really into it when I first went to Otakon back in 2004, because Otakon was my first convention I went to, and that was in 04. And back then, of course, it was all Japanese and stuff, but the occasional booth would have K-pop music. And then I started learning more and more about it. And then after a while, I saw a video, and the first K-pop video I saw was Psy's Gangnam Style. And then after that would lead into me learning about Monster X, BTS, and all the others, so on and so forth. But definitely the first time I came in contact with K-pop was between like 2001, around 2001.
금색 금색 주황색 저는 그림을 그려요. 분홍색 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 검은색 저는 그림을 그려요. 저는 글을 써요. 저는 글을 써요. 분홍색 보라색
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome.
보라색 보라색 갈색 선크림 주황색 포크 저는 글을 써요. 무지개 무지개 무지개
Can y'all actually hear the app through the microphone when it's talking? So you can actually hear what the Korean app is saying.
갈색 초록색
Cool.
분홍색 주황색 빨간색 빨간색 주황색, 치즈, 보라색, 은색, 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 보라색,
So I really do like this one. Next language learned to Korean. Um, After learning Korean, I think I'm actually going to go back to Spanish because there's a lot of Spanish that is used at my job, and it'll come in quite handy for me to actually revisit Spanish again. Oh, I know you're happy. It'll definitely become useful to me to go back to using Spanish again, like later on. But I want to at least get back to intermediate with Korean first. And that way, when I revisit Spanish, it shouldn't be too much for me to pick back up on it since I took about 10 years worth of it. But yes, I do plan on going back to Spanish. Almost sound like massage music. Hey RY, how are you? First name is in Spanish, spelled the American way. One lady started for Spanish. That actually happens to me when I'm like learning with my Korean learning. When I went to Korea back in 2019, I spoke what little bit I knew, and suddenly everyone was just like, "Oh, great, you know Korean? Let's have a full blown conversation." And I'm just like, "No, no, I don't know it that much." But that definitely happens. Speak one word in Spanish, and then suddenly it's like everyone's gonna go ahead and have a full on conversation with you. And you're just like, yeah, I think speaking multiple languages is a very good thing. There's a lot of people who speak like 5 and 6 and 7 languages, and all I think is, I only know like two and a half. But it's better than the monotonous of just speaking English because each language is unique in its own way. And it definitely helps when you're traveling because that way you don't have to rely on a translator as much. Or for someone to be with you, you can kind of just go around on your own and be like, all right, I know what I'm doing, I can read, and I know how to get around. But for sure. Plus, while I'm full on American, My actual first name is actually French. My first name is actually French. So, but I'm not French, but my first name is. All languages kind of connect. Yep, all languages do connect in some way, shape, or form. And that's definitely a good thing.
하얀색, 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 주황색, 무지개,
Okay.
보라색,
Ah, see, for me, I don't know if we have any French in our family, but yeah.
얼마인가요? 하얀색, 노란색, 노란색, 하얀색, 노란색, 파란색, 파란색, 회색, 고기, 파란색, 은색, 아니요, 저는 글을 써요. 파란색, 파란색, 금색, 하얀색, 미끄럼틀, 은색, 빨간색, 빨간색, 저는 그림을 그려요.
Okay. Yeah, it's the Lofi Girl Hip Hop Radio.
분홍색, 파란색, 저는 놀아요. 저는 놀아요. 하얀색, 비치볼, 저는 놀아요. 회색,
Binaural beats, nature music. Nature music will put me to sleep. So that's the only reason I didn't do that. But I definitely know what you mean by that one.
하얀색,
The nature and the rain sounds will definitely put me to sleep.
저는 그림을 그려요. 검은색, 회색, 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 노란색,
That one's more the ocean. Um, I have heard the ocean one. Haven't heard the birds chirping one, but I definitely have heard the ocean one, and I definitely like to listen to the ocean. That is very relaxing. To me, that's almost equivalent to the rain sounds.
금색,
So the best way that I know that my studying is paying off is that a lot of the times now when I'm out and about, or if I see certain words, or if I need to count in my head, I'll literally start counting in Korean, or certain words will literally come to me, but it'll come out in my head in Korean, even though I say it in English out loud. So that's a good sign. That means that what I'm doing with this app is definitely working and it's sticking, which I like.
빛이 주황색,
Thank you.
양색, 무지개, 빨간색, 검은색, 보라색, 보라색, 신만, 파란색, 초록색, 하얀색, 하얀색, 갈색,
Oops.
갈색.
Okay.
저는 놀아요. 저는 놀아요. 회색, 초록색, 초록색. 저는 글을 써요. 갈색, 초록색,
And watching the shows in Korean. Yes, actually,
가백,
there's a kids show. There's a kids show that I actually watched before, and I don't know. I really can't say I picked up on Korean using that only because I got so into the show that I forgot to pay attention to the Korean subtitles. Because I had the subtitles up while even though it was in Korean, that way I could actually see how it was written out instead of having it in English. But I got too into the show. So yeah. But some of the other things I did watch, such as Train to Busan, the zombie movie, I watched that and that did help because I was able to pick up on some phrases. And then another one, um, unfortunately for me, I watched Squid Game in English, and that didn't really help much because I didn't think watching in Korean and then use the Korean subtitles as well. But a lot of the like cafe or videos of people like walking around in different parts of Korea, they um they show all like the different signs and things. And I actually practice reading the signs because depending on the person, they walk past slow enough that I'm actually able to read it with no problem. So that's been helping me pick up on it because I'm personally not a fan of K drama. I don't like them. To me, they just seem phony. So I couldn't really watch them to really practice with my Korean. But something like the horror films, I can watch those. And as I hear the different phrases, then I can hopefully make that stick. You watched English and Korean. I bet it was definitely a difference because English is definitely, they translated a lot differently in English. But good for you that you watched them in both, though. At some point, I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I will say that. And that one I will watch in Korean like I'm supposed to. But for the most part, yeah. I just mainly watch kids shows in Korean, and that's been helping me kind of get it to stick as well, so I can get used to it.
파란색, 포크, 네, 갈색, 갈색,
I would never get
초록색. 저는 글을 써요. 저는 글을 써요. 감사합니다. 분홍색, 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 금색, 주황색,
Squid Game, decent in Korean, season 2. Yeah, season 2, the director confirmed that season 2 would definitely have the main character for sure coming back. Um, but he's gonna be a red guard? Really? Oh, that would be so disappointing. He goes through everything in the first season just to be a red guard. But I want to know what happens with the detective now that he knows his brother was like the main front man. I want to know what happens with him next. And I want to see like a return of several other people. I don't know, I guess bring them back as like ghosts of the Squid Game or something. But I want to know what happened with them as well as what happens with number one, since apparently he's initially responsible for that. Sorry to someone who hasn't seen Squid Game. I don't want to give any spoilers. I think I just did. Oops. Oh well.
검은색, 초록색, 탈색, 은색, 저는 글을 써요.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did dye his hair red at the end. That'll definitely make for an interesting comeback.
빨간색, 2000, 갈색,
So something that I like that Drops does is in order to help you really memorize everything, is it will continuously repeat. But at the same time, what it will do is it will throw in other words from previous lessons. That way you can continuously get those on repeat as well. And then pretty much just grill it more into your memory. Because I'm able to count in Korean now very easily. Whereas it was hard before, but now I can count easily now.
빨간색, 저는 글을 써요. 하얀색, 22, 분홍색, 무지개, 갈색, 갈색. 저는 글을 써요. 파란색, 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 빨간색, 빨간색, 빨간색. 저는 그림을 그려요. 저는 그림을 그려요. 저는 그림을 그려요. 금색, 은색, 은색, 갈색, 하얀색, 백만, 노란색, 검은색, 사진, 서핑보드, 빨간색, 저는 그림을 그려요. 파란색, 하얀색, 갈색, 주황색, 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 식구, 스노클, 주황색, 검은색, 초록색, 은색, 분홍색, 분홍색, 분홍색,
So with this one, the more I do it, the better, which is why I like the fact that it repeats itself so much, because since I'm a native English speaker, but whenever I listen to it, sometimes I really have to listen to it again, because hearing it from a native perspective, it sounds a lot different than what the Hangul spelling is. So I just listened again to it, but my retention of it is getting better. But I'm actually gonna stop there because it's been almost an hour, and I'm sitting on the floor, so I need to get up. But please make sure subscribe to my channel. Please share my videos. Thank you so much for joining me for my very first live stream. It is much appreciated. You guys are awesome, loyal royals. Anyway, I hope you liked it. Hopefully this wasn't too boring. And if you're interested in learning languages besides Korean, if you don't want to learn Korean, that's cool. But the app I'm using is called Drops. I think I put the website down in the description bar. It's I believe it's languagedrops.com or language learning something, but it's down in the description bar. So anyway, thank you again for joining me for my first live stream, and I will see y'all in my next actual video. Bye or annyeong.